Shall we get started?
Good times. What's up, everybody?
Oh no, that was rhetorical. That was just yeah. Should we get
that
rolling?
was a instance.
Oh, we're already rolling.
Hey, let's get started. We are started, sir. You fucking long hair.
No, but seriously, let's get started.
Yeah, let's do this. Hello, everybody. My name is Jonathan. This is W2. We are the Savor the Burn podcast. How do you do? We want to know. Leave us a comment.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about this one here. This one here turned out to be one of the most divisive bottles I have ever even heard of.
And what's crazy about this is this will be my first Willett ever. I've not had any of the Willets.
Same here.
But you jump online, you follow Bruzel, you follow the Bourbon Hunters, the all the different podcasts that are out there, and all the guys that are doing this, the Whiskey Tribe, and all those. The coveted purple top Willett, is out there, and everyone raves about it.
Which doesn't look anything like this bottle. It's like this bottle, only full size. It's like your classic wine bottle shape.
Yep.
Don't edit this. It's a classic wine bottle shape, but it's got like a wrap around the top that's purple.
There's also the purple top that looks like the rye, but there's also a black bottle that has a purple top on it as well. That's like the step up
that's
from
the
that.
$300 bottle.
No, that's the $800, $900 bottle.
No, that's the bottle I leave on the fucking shelf. Because ain't nobody got time for that. Not yet anyway.
So you have those, and then you have this bottle that is the most...
One of the most unique.
One of the most. Thank you. I was going to hesitate there a minute. One of the most unique bottles you will find anywhere on the shelves.
For a standard issue bourbon.
It looks like an old school pot still.
It does.
And even the small tasting bottle or the large...
The little airplane bottle or the big...
Or the large liter and a half bottle of it. They all are exactly the same. They're just scaled differently. And so anyway... It's a very unique, cool-ass looking bottle. I ran across a podcast the other day where they didn't even talk about what they thought about how this tasted or anything. They were bagging on it and saying, don't buy this bottle because it's going to take up too much room in your liquor cabinet. You can get two, maybe even three bottles depending on what you buy in the same space that this one takes up. You know what? I don't care. I'm going to buy a bottle if I like it.
Use it as an infinity bottle.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you take this little medallion off of here, drill a hole in there, thread it, put a little for you potheads out there.
That's kind of what it looks like now, doesn't it?
It looks like assemble at your own risk bong.
So so super unique bottle, very cool bottle, great brand that everyone looks and hunts for their higher end versions. Apparently this one though, there's a lot of controversy between around what people think about how this tastes. And you said you got this for $45?
It was like right at
$50?
$45.
Okay.
Yeah. With tax it was $50.
That's
some change.
not bad. I mean,
$50.76 or whatever the hell it was.
So $45 range.
It wasn't bad at all.
Buffalo Trace comes in under that. Russell 10-year comes in under that. Even the rare breed, Wild Turkey comes in under that. Michter's comes in at 48, so it's right there with that.
The Jim Beam Extra Aged comes in at like 22. But, I mean, whatever. And this is a 94 proof bourbon.
Right.
The Pot Still Reserve bourbon whiskey.
It's 94 proof 8-year.
This is an 8-year.
This is an 8-year bourbon.
All right. Well, all right. So before you get into the description, I want to give a special thanks to Zach out at the Total Wine in Lee Summit. I called them up. I called the store up. I forgot what her name was. Maybe Courtney. She answers the phone. I'm like, hey, do you have this bottle? And she's like, yeah, we got it. How much? She said how much it was. I'm like, all right, cool. I'll see you in a bit. And get out there. There it was. And right next to it was the Great Big Bastard. And really, it was like maybe 60, I think.
Which makes this thing look tiny. I mean,
it does.
This is not a tiny bottle, but...
It is not.
Next to the big one.
The big bottle, what'd you call it? A liter and a half or something? I
think it is. Yeah,
so
I think it's a 1.5.
That bottle would be a great bong. This one here is going to be a great party passer. Whatever. I don't even smoke weed. So, much. So this is a super unique bottle. I can't imagine where all this hate is coming from.
Yeah.
Unless we open this and we try it and it's absolute fucking hot garbage.
Well, and you mentioned a lot of our...
I'm actually nervous to try this. Like, I haven't been nervous about trying whiskey probably since I had my first shot of whiskey.
And like you talked about, I don't remember if we were rolling yet or not, but you talked about, a lot of the bourbons that we do love are all distilled in the vertical column.
Oh, yeah, the column stills. This is a pot still.
This is a pot still.
Which lends a unique flavor to it. And that's what Zach at Total Wine was telling me.
Well, and I'm still super green in terms of understanding and knowing the processes and all that.
I seriously doubt I could pick it out in a lineup.
But I do know that your vertical stacks on those, the design of that and why it's become so popular is... Each level is a different boiling point. And so because of that, they can really custom tailor what they're evaporating off, what's falling out because it's too heavy, and so it doesn't make it to the next level. And so, again, I'm still learning, but the heads and the tails of all the elements as they move up there, it allows them to basically cut heads and tails off to get exactly what they want.
Nothing but hearts.
Right.
Which is wild.
And get down to the exact profile that they're looking for. In a pot still, you don't have that level of control over what you're getting.
You got heads, tails, and hearts, and many subtle levels in those hearts. You'll have all kinds of tannins. And I think the column stills help strip the tannins out of the flavor profile. So really,
I've heard Daniel on the Whiskey Tribe talk about that.
Okay, yeah. If you're
he hates tannins.
It's not. Daniel Whittington from Whiskey Tribe has his own channel now on YouTube.
Called Whiskey Vault, and he's a wealth of information. So if you don't like how we're doing it, go check out Whiskey Vault, and he is the whiskey nerd.
Right, he's the quintessential with a moderately good taste in hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tonight, you can do that later. You can do that after this episode. If you like what we're doing, please hit like, hit subscribe, send this to a friend. Spreading the burn is every bit as essential as savoring the burn. We 100% appreciate it. And if you're looking for a way to support us, if you've been with us for a while looking for a way to support us, you can go grab a t-shirt from the shop, savortheburn.com, check out the shop, or scroll down and check out the Patreon. We have special tiers, I think 3 of them, where you can, just for a couple bucks a month, I mean, you can get the first tier, I think, it's unnumbered. It's free just to follow along, just to say, hey, we got your back, guys, whatever. And then comes the monetary support if you want to do that. It's like, I think the first tier is like $3. And how cool is that? We appreciate the support no matter what. Anyway, so with that said, let's get back into it. I'm really looking forward to trying this Willett. I'm absolutely nervous about it because it's such split reviews on it. Some people say it's hot garbage. Some people say it's fine. It's good. It's decent.
So this is the Willett Pot Still Reserve straight bourbon whiskey. Pour. Category is bourbon. Region is Kentucky. It is distilled by the Willett Distillery. This is an 8-year single barrel bourbon. Comes in at 94 proof. And it says, from the big daddy of bourbon and rye bottling, the Willett Distilling Company, or Kentucky Bourbon Distillers, as it is also known, is a small family-owned company that markets bourbon and rye whiskey. They're located in Bardstown, Kentucky. As a relatively large independent bottling company, they're called the Big Daddy of bourbon and rye bottling. The company wasn't actually operating as a distillery from 1980 to 2012 when they reestablished the distilling process using both column and pot stills. So far, they've been using whiskey distilled elsewhere to make their products, and it will be a few more years before they can use their own distillants because of the necessary aging process. Wow. I'm really kind of curious as to when that was written versus today. It says Willett Pot Still Reserve Bourbon was introduced in 2008 and is a hand-selected limited Kentucky straight bourbon aged 8 to 10 years and bottled at 47 ABV. It comes in one of the coolest decanters on the market. And
Definitely.
100% agree with that. Every time I see this on the shelf, I'm like, I gotta have one of those bottles.
It's just for the bottle itself.
And then I ultimately end up going right past it for something else that I was actually there to get.
Let's pop the top. Sounds cool.
Yep.
Actually had a cool feeling, vibration. Composite cork, which is nice.
As amazing and substantial as the hardwood topper on there, I'm actually surprised it's actually a composite.
I'm not upset about it.
No, not at all.
Just to make sure I get it the right level. It's lighter.
Listen to that. Glug, 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 glug. That adds to the experience.
Lean up. How cool.
Love it.
It's got a lot of It's got a lot of Popeye in it. I can never really do that too well. All right, so you need to write down here on my notes real quick. No, wait, JH. W dose.
Oh.
Oh?
You know what?
He did ask if we were going to try it in Glencairns. And I said, yeah, we're going to.
Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, we always try everything in Glencairns. And
I mean, at this point, it'd be silly not to. Mm-hmm. Even the worst bottom shelf whiskey, to experience to its fullest, it's got to be in a Glencairn.
You know, I'm thinking about this bottle presentation. How fucking cool is that? Right? Yeah, it'll take up more room on your shelf. But still, nobody else has a bottle like this. It's super unique.
No one else. No one else. How many bottles that you go down the line, and so many bottles are the exact same bottle.
Yeah. A lot of the scotches can look like a Weller bottle or a Buffalo Trace bottle.
And a lot of the bottles...
Elijah Craig has its own kind of tombstone, shouldered look to it.
And a lot of the bottles that are the same are only different because they've got their name embossed on the top rim of it.
You'll have like a slightly tapered, handbell choir, doom, 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 whatever. That's what we call this shape. I don't know if there's a definitive guide on what we call that, but whatever. So this one here is it's very unique, but it doesn't come in a bag. It doesn't come in a box.
I don't know, man. Because of how unique it is.
I don't know if I want to knock it for.
And because of the experience of the glug 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 pouring.
I wasn't expecting that.
I think it adds to the experience.
That was pretty cool.
I don't know.
I don't know if I can give it a 5, but it's going to be...
It gets close to a 5.
It's going to be a quarter point shy for those paying attention. You can call me on it later. What are you getting on the nose? Anything?
I'm getting apple.
Apple? I'm fucking getting apple too. Holy smokes. And it's 94 proof, so it's not...
You're right.
It's not abrasive. It's like...
I'm getting toasted oak, apple.
It's like Elijah Craig.
Maybe a little cinnamon.
With its proof.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so Elijah Craig. There's nothing off-putting.
You think cinnamon?
Cinnamon or some kind of a baking spice. Think cinnamon apple.
Yeah.
That's a decent color.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's 8+ year, it should be at least that color.
It might be red apple. Usually apple shows up as a green apple. This might be red apple.
Okay.
Cinnamon, possibly.
Like a Washington apple?
Yeah. I was thinking like Red Delicious, which they are red, but they're really not delicious.
No.
Washington, yeah.
Washington and
it's not Honey Crisp.
And Red Delicious are my two least favorite apples.
Are they?
Crisp and Jonathan apples are my two. Honey Crisp and Jonathan apples.
I'm a big fan of Honey Crisp and the Gala, whatever.
Yep, Galas are good. Fuji apples are good too.
Oh man, there's something on that. I just smelled it. It's fuck. What is that?
Let's not waste any time. Let's figure it out.
It's on the nose. Fuck, it's super familiar. That's a good nose.
It is a good nose.
It's not a great nose, but it's a good nose. What are people bitching about? Oh, there's the finish.
There's not much of a finish, actually.
It's sweet.
It is very sweet.
It's ooh, there's a second finish. Yeah, that was his first pull. The notes on the nose say a bit of cognac-y, soft, delicate, with notes of jasmine, vanilla, sweet corn, cinnamon, and ginger. I didn't pick up on 90% of that. I didn't pick up on
sweet corn. Yes,
sweet corn. Yeah, that's there. It's like, okay, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was
it is a sweet corn.
Have you ever had cornbread with the cream corn
or
in
the or the peaches, the sweet peaches corn or whatever it's called, cream?
Like a peach dump cake cobbler kind of thing?
No. There is a
peaches and cream
corn.
Peaches and cream corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it had something in there. It was driving me fucking nuts. Flavor on the palate, woody. I'm not picking up on woody. Medium body.
I'm getting some wood.
Hints of nut. Katie, simmer down. Let's see here. Woody, medium body, hints of nut, oak, black tea,
yep.
butterscotch, lemon, dried corn, hints of rye. I think I missed the rye.
Lemon.
Bananas and
On
bananas.
the palate? Banana?
It says bananas when water is added. So if we add a little bit of water to it, maybe we'll get some bananas. I don't know what you assholes are talking about.
Is this more reminiscent of an old school pot stilled Irish whiskey?
All right, so that's one thing that...
And maybe.
That's what Zach and I talked about, because we talked about how Redbreast 12 is a pot stilled Irish whiskey, and how pot stilled whiskeys have a distinct flavor to them versus like 90% of other bourbons being from a column still. And yeah, it's going to taste different. So if you like...
Did you put some water in it?
I did not.
You want to?
I don't even know if I need to. I'll do it anyway. I'll give it, what, a drop, 2 drops?
Give it 2 drops.
2 drops. 1, 2. Give that a little swirly, swishy swish. So yeah, anyway, that's what Zach was talking about. You know, they have distinct flavors to them. If you like pot still Irish whiskey.
If you love Irish whiskeys.
If you love Irish whiskey, because a lot of them are pot stilled.
Which we do.
They're usually triple distilled, but
right.
But this is just
which smooths them out a little bit.
It definitely does. This is not harsh, but then it's only 94 proof. I say only 94 proof.
Only 94 proof. As a reminder, we have a 148.8 proof J. Riggers back there.
Right, which did not taste. It didn't palate like, okay. Maybe I'm picking up on a little bit of the banana walnut. It's hard to say.
Okay, maybe.
I was picking up on walnut on the nose, like banana bread, kind of walnut, whatever on the nose. But then
we get a little bit of that lemon zest.
There's just so much corn. I'm still not picking up on jasmine, no vanilla. On the finish, it says medium long, spicy, herbal with notes of rye. And I'm still picking up on a little bit of the black tea. Actually, you know what? Maybe this would be good with tea in it, because we've seen videos where people will take a bourbon or whatever, or a whiskey, and they'll put it in a jar, and then they'll throw a couple tea bags in it, or a tea bag in it, and like let it sit overnight, and then try it, and it's like just this herbal explosion infused kind of, you know, spirit. I would imagine this would be a great candidate for that. It'd be a great candidate for really anything. I don't have any complaints.
No,
you can talk.
I don't either.
Feel free to talk shit on my assessments down in the comments, or anywhere on our socials, or just direct to me, Jonathan, JONATHAN, Joe Nathan at savortheburn.com. Just email it right to me. Nose was decent. Nose had interesting things going for it. The palate. What did you think about the palate? Not a number, but first impression.
I dug it. Yeah, I got a little bit of oak on there. The apples carried through.
I got more baking spices.
I really picked up that like a cinnamon apple-y kind of a flavor to it, with a little bit of caramel in there maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think it's smooth.
This would go great with an apple cobbler. Or
or make your apple cobbler with a couple ounces of this in there.
More than a couple. It's not that expensive. It's $45 for this, right? Like,
right.
Come on, just do yourself a favor. After all the alcohol burns out, what are you going to end up with? A bunch of oaky flavor? I don't know. I don't know what it would do to it, but the finish is interesting. Even after we added the water, expecting more of different flavors to it, there's
not much of a finish. The notes here say medium, long, spicy, herbal, with notes of rye. I think there are notes of rye.
Do you?
But I
didn't pick up on the rye at all.
Maybe just a little bit, but there's no finish to it. That's my biggest complaint, is there is not much of a finish at all. There's no heat. There's no Kentucky hug. There's no nothing.
There isn't, is there?
It just falls off, and you're not left with anything.
And it is a Kentucky whiskey.
And that said,
bourbon whiskey.
Out of all the categories, the finish was my low score.
Yeah, mine too.
But I feel like it was high for what it was, because there's not much of a finish to it.
Yeah. So
all that said, I'm enjoying this one.
I really am too. I was nervous as shit to try it,
because this is a great drink.
I mean, even when I first saw it at the Whiskey Barrel in Raytown, where my friend Connie Maxwell was running the Whiskey Barrel, I saw this up on like a top shelf. I was like, "What is that? What is that bottle?" And she said, "It's a bourbon. It's $90." And I said, $90? I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at my white label Jim Beam. And I'm thinking $15, $90, $15, $90, $15. Thank you.
Do you know how many white labels you can get for that?
A bunch. At least 2. He does math. I don't math well. I do not math well.
That's 6 bottles of white label to 1 bottle.
Yeah, that's 4 bottles of the black label, the extra aged. And so I do kind of math, but not well.
I have no idea why people hate on this so much, because this is there are worse bourbons out there that cost more than this.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely.
And you get a kick-ass bottle.
You really do.
To boot. So I have no idea. That said, this makes me even more excited to get into some of their other offerings.
Absolutely.
Because I think this is considered their entry level.
That's their entry level. If this is your entry level,
yeah.
What else you got?
Everything else is up from there. So
I was nervous as shit to even begin to try this. And if you've had this and like it, don't like it, we don't really care. Just let us know in the comments. Send us email or whatever if you want. You know how to get a hold of us. If you don't, type in the website google.com and search Savor the Burn, and you will find everything you need to know about Savor the Burn. So
I've worked hard to make sure that we are in the top
search engine optimized. It's like right up there at the top, the cream of the crop, baby. Excellent.
You can't miss it.
Can't miss it. It's like a big old...
What?
Anyway, I posted a picture of this bottle in the Guild, the Kansas City Whiskey Guild on Facebook. One of the... If you're not in a whiskey group in Facebook, or I guess it would have to be Facebook. If you're on Facebook and you're not in a whiskey group, a local whiskey group, wherever you are on Facebook. I just said Facebook like 9 times. Check it out. Try it out. If you're not on Facebook, go to facebook.com and start up a Facebook profile. Put your profile picture on there. Take an awful selfie.
Or if you're my mom, just 5-6 years later, she still has not uploaded a picture.
Right. It's been years since my work uploaded anything, and it was about the MMA stuff that they were sponsoring for a while. I'm like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing? They're like, nowhere on socials. I'm like, you got, just give me the login info.
My mom still has the generic little blue-gray little outline dude, because I'm like, Mom, upload a picture, dude. Wow. Seriously.
Yeah. Like tag her in a few pictures and just choose that as a profile picture. Anyway, so in the Kansas City Whiskey Guild, I posted a picture of it, and Dennis said, I really like the Willett Estate Rye. Do we even have that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that what this little bottle is? That's the Estate Rye.
That's up next.
Okay, so he didn't say nothing about this one. So maybe he was just trying to be nice. I don't know, which I do appreciate it, but just let us know, bruh. Nancy, on the other hand, says, haven't tried the pot still Willett.
That surprises me, actually.
Yeah.
She's so involved in everything whiskey.
Yeah. And this is such a unique bottle. Why wouldn't you want to try that, like, immediately?
Nancy, get on it.
Sean, over in the Kansas City Bourbon and Whiskey Club, another Facebook group, says the Willett in the pot still should be called pot swill. And right under that, Ian replied to him. He said, totally agree. Then over in the Whiskey Tribe, Christopher says, love the pot still Willett. He loves it. And Evan says, haven't had a Willett I loved. Lol. So I get it. Nothing's for everybody. So what if you don't like it? That's cool. I mean, that's why we have menus at restaurants, because not everybody wants the chicken fingers. Some people want the chicken legs, because chickens don't have fingers. They have huge talons.
I'm just looking at the bottle.
Just a little Napoleon Dynamite for you.
So, the amber bronze
smells like a bourbon, tastes like a bourbon.
Color of the bourbon.
It's not bad.
Makes it hard to read the gold lettering.
It does.
On the bottle.
But it's on there. There's plenty on there.
It's on there.
On the back.
No, I mean, there's a cool little, and back to the presentation, the shape of the bottle is one thing. It's got the little inlaid little medallion here that looks like a wax seal kind of a thing. It's got the band over the top of it. Composite cork, great hardwood topper on there.
There's even a little bit of cereal grain on the finish.
There is a little bit. But over here it says, handmade by master craftsmen using time-honed methods in the art of distilling. Handed down from one generation to the next. Made from your... Yeah, that doesn't help any. It's gold ink on amber gold.
Yeah, on amber gold liquid.
So anyway, so made from pure limestone spring water. There's the Kentucky limestone again. Carefully selected grains and proprietary strains of yeast.
We had a New York whiskey or bourbon or two that had a New York limestone. It's like limestone water in different areas of the United States or world, whatever, have different flavor profiles that they add to it.
Yeah. It says aged in new white oak cask until fully mature, bottled by hand at the peak of perfection in taste, quality, and aroma. Not
and aroma.
Please enjoy in moderation, in
How
the same
responsible
way it
is
was
it?
made, slow and unhurried.
Unhurried. Yep, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I mean, if you like it, you might like it a lot.
How can you not agree with that? I mean, that's...
If you like pot still whiskey, you might like this one quite a bit. I mean, for a base offering, I mean, is Redbreast 12 their base offering?
It is.
It's a 12-year. This is a 4-year?
This is 8-year.
8-year. 8-year.
Yeah. It is.
Holy smokes, guys. This is...
Age statement on this is 8-year, but the description says 8 to 10 year.
8 to 10. So did it say it was blended?
No, it's single barrel.
The single barrel. Okay. Guys, I really don't know what else to add to this. I mean, you heard the comments, you've seen the comments that Facebook has to provide, but you know, people on social media love to shit on everything, unfortunately.
Yep.
But you know, and I like to see things through a little bit more rose-colored glasses. I try to be optimistic about things, and I try to give everything its own honest shot. And this, for me, turned out pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Is it better than Baker's 7, the 8.5 year Baker's? No, I don't think so. Is it? No. Is it better than?
Better than Blanton's?
Probably not. Better than.
And I bring that up because excluding second market pricing,
right?
Blanton's is a $65 bottle.
Yeah. Which is a little higher.
$59.95 to $65, somewhere in there is MSRP.
Yeah, $10 to $20 higher.
Is this a $10 less bourbon?
Possibly.
Mate.
Really, I mean, this really goes back to what Whiskey Tribe has to say. Like in their motto, like the best whiskey is
dig what you dig.
That's Corey Taylor said it best. He said, "Dig what you dig, man." So like if you like KC in the Sunshine Band, cool. You know, if you like Prince, cool. You like Queen, cool. Elton John. If you like I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. If you like that, I'm looking at you. You know who you are. Cool. So what? Dig what you dig, man. It doesn't matter. Life is too fucking short.
Yeah.
To spend time worrying about like, oh no, is somebody going to think less of me or look at me weird sideways?
Dude, you brought it up.
If I like something, what people call weird.
I got to interject a side tangent.
Oh, is this a tangent? We warned you about tangents.
It's a rocktail tangent.
Oh, even better. We need rocktails.
You brought up Elton John.
Okay, yeah.
Again.
Have you seen him?
I have not.
I have not either.
I have when I was in college and lived on campus at the Art Institute, which is, downtown, midtown, 43rd and Warwick, a couple blocks off of Main.
Warwick.
No, wait, this is Dark Glass. But I see where you're going.
I'm learning.
See where you're going with that. But I don't think it's there anymore. No, it's definitely not there anymore. But at Westport and Main Street, there used to be Recycled Sound, and then there used to be a comic book shop right next door, which I'm blanking on the name of the comic book store.
Carlo would know.
But anyway, Recycled Sound was right there, and you could go in there. You could find new stuff. You could find used stuff. You could find a whole plethora of bootlegs / import stuff. And right around that time, I was really everything Blood Sugar Sex Magic and back. I was a big Chili Pepper fan.
Okay. Post
Blood Sugar Sex Magic, not so much. But everything before that, all about it. I bought a import CD there. I think it was from Germany.
Was it like recorded off the board at a show, or
it's a lot. Yeah, it's live CD.
Okay.
Mid set, they go into this just breakdown, just improv, kind of a just a mashup of all these different covers that they.
Oh wow!
They do some.
That'd be cool for Burn the Gates to do.
They do some rap stuff. They do all kinds of stuff. But then at some point, Flea and Anthony Kiedis get into this arguing match. I forget what about, but anyway, they end the argument with breaking into Tiny Dancer.
Okay.
And they do like 2 full verses of Tiny Dancer.
Wow, okay.
Verse, chorus, verse. And it is awesome.
All right.
Chili Peppers.
I'm not the biggest
in
Chili
Germany
Peppers fan,
doing
but I think that
Tiny
would be cool
Dancer.
to listen to.
It is cool.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
That's
So
the
Blood Sugar Sex Magic, did that have Suck My Kiss?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the album before that
was
had,
Mother's Milk.
Mother that had Under the Bridge.
No, Under the Bridge is on Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Oh, it is. Okay. All right. Well, whatever. So yeah, they helped.
Higher Ground.
They
is
really
on
helped.
Mother's Milk.
They really helped bring funk to the forefront, to pop music, so to speak.
Pop, hard rock.
Before that, it was and hard rock. Before that, punk or funk anyway was like it was kind of cool in the 70s. I'm guessing I wasn't there for my time. Maybe the 80s. George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars, like they kept that shit alive and going. And they definitely had a strong fan base.
Did you know that Flea is a classically trained trumpet player?
Dude, I would not. Flea is incredible. Like, as much as I'm really not a fan of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Flea is just a phenomenon. Like, what the fuck is that guy made out of?
Right.
You know, it's like Tiger Woods in golf. Like, what is this dude made of? Like, I remember my Spanish teacher he was an interim Spanish teacher, while my original, the one that called me out, publicly, not so publicly, for being drunk in class. She went on maternity leave, and like we got this guy that was dominant in Portuguese but was fluent in Spanish, so he was happy to teach us Spanish. And anyway, he that was right when
was that your something soda.
Energizer soda.
Energizer soda.
No, that was beer. That was fucking whatever beer I had on hand. I just wrapped it up in duct tape. Because that's what people did. Like, they would wrap it up in aluminum foil, thinking that was going to keep it cold.
Keep it cold.
Or, I was like, I got duct tape. I don't have foil to waste. So foil it or duct tape it is. And I wrote Energizer soda on the front of it. And I'm thinking, I'm fucking the coolest, fucking smartest guy in middle school. And then, of course, I can't not talk about it. So I show it to a friend of mine at the time, Nick, I think was his name. And I was like, hey, check this out. And he's like, yeah, cool, great. So you have a soda pop or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, read, what does it say on the top? It says Anheuser-Busch Company on the top. He's like, he was not cool with that. Like, from that point forward, he was not cool with it. But I was like, whoops, I need to learn how to keep my fucking mouth shut. I still haven't. But if you know me, I haven't. Just add whiskey. And I turn into a real chatty Kathy. I get all Ric Flair real quick. Woo! But good times. So bringing it back here to this Willett Pot Still Reserve Bourbon Whiskey. We would like to know what you think. Leave us a comment. We would.
The ratings?
We're getting there.
Whiskey.
We're getting there. We know what the Book of Faces has to say about it. Now we need to know what we think about it. Whiskey. Little Sean Connery for you. On the nose, I gave it a 4.0. I thought it had plenty to offer on the nose. It was not what I expected. I think I got really hung up on not shit scared, but definitely apprehensive.
Sure.
I was nervous to a point to think this is going to be $45, $50 after taxes down the fucking drain because of the way people were talking shit on it.
Yep.
And I'd always wanted to try it just because of the bottle. I thought there's no way I'm going to pay $90. And I'm sure the $90 was, the taller bottle, and it was the Whiskey Barrel and Raytown markup. She's retired now. Whatever. I love that woman. I'm not going to say anything negative. So, a small business got to make money. That's the point. If you don't make money, you're out of business. So, I was nervous about what this experience was going to give us. But after the experience, I'm happy with it, man. So on the nose, it had plenty to offer on the nose. So I gave it a 4.0. How about you?
I'm right there with you, and I agree 100% with everything you said. I gave it a 3.75.
Oh, shit. Okay. You said you were right there with me. 3.75.
No, just your explanation.
Yeah.
I mean, I was right there with you. I gave it a 3.75. We don't compare. It's not fair.
Right.
However, I didn't say but.
Right. However is the... However. Please, continue.
It didn't have all the usual suspects that you think of when you're having a solid bourbon.
It had different suspects.
It had different suspects. Yes. There was nothing offensive. There was nothing wrong. I enjoyed 3.75 is way above average. I just got a 3.75 just because it wasn't quite there, but it's pretty damn close.
1 to 5 or 0 to 10, however you want to count it, on nose, palate, bottle presentation, finish, not in that particular order. We add it all up, divide that by 2, and that's how we get our final score. So, so like in straight average would be 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5. This here is 3 3/4. I gave it a 4. Yeah. This is above average, guys. Try it. Either that or we need to redefine what average is.
Right.
And that may fully be what we need to do.
Yeah. Maybe.
How about the palate?
I stuck with 3.75.
That's where I'm at too.
Okay.
The palate didn't wow me. My first impression on the nose did wow me because I was like, holy shit, this isn't bad at all. And so I was like, wow, what the fuck? And so
it showed up.
It showed up to the party, and it showed up a cool dude.
Yeah.
Like I'd high five him or her, whatever. I called chicks dudes. I called dudes. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Everything's a dude to me. Dude. So on the palate, on the mouth, I gave it a 3.75 as well. How about the finish?
The finish, I gave it 3.5.
All right, probably for the same reason that I gave it a 3.5 because the finish was rather short and it dropped off pretty quick.
Yeah, I talked about that. There was very little finish there. Mm-hmm. I feel like 3.5 is maybe a little generous because there isn't a whole lot.
It could have easily been a 3 and
the finish isn't bad. The finish is not bad at all.
It's not.
What is there makes sense, but.
There were notes on the finish.
When it's done, it's done. And yeah.
And sometimes that's all you want. Anyway, so I matched you on the 3.75. How about bottle presentation? I've been looking forward to this one.
Yep. There's no box, there's no bag, there's no
neck cradle, no acrylic front.
There's none of those bells.
No pizzazz. There's no different birds on the box.
There are a lot of bells and whistles on this bottle, though. It is
you got the neck label.
Super unique.
You have a contoured stopper.
Dude,
you've got natural cork. You got a medallion on the front.
Medallion, wax seal, whatever. Yeah.
Gold lettering on the front and the back.
Which is hard as hell to read because it's nearly
gold
the
on amber.
Same color as the inside. But all that said, I gave it a 4 3/4.
4 3/4. That's exactly what I gave it. But there's no bag, there's no box. But I mean, right here, small batch bourbon whiskey or bourbon made in Kentucky. Batch number gives you the fucking batch number.
There you go.
Bottled by Willett Distillery, Bardstown, Kentucky, not just Kentucky, and it gives you the area code 40004.
And let's not forget the glug 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 that you get when you pour it.
I was not expecting that. You pointed that out quick, dude.
It's hilarious.
It's like, what the fuck?
It's funny, but it's cool. It's like, wow, okay, glug glug glug, give it to me.
If you get Lady Gaga on stage with 2 of these, like doing Madonna style, I'm fucking there, dude. I'm checking it out.
Sponsored by Willett
and Lady Gaga. So, what did your final score end up being?
That came to a 7 5/8, 7.625.
All right, 7 5/8 is not bad at all. My math ended up being at an 8.0. Okay. So I just think I haven't written this down, but it's going to be something like this. Like it or love it, this Willett pot distilled bourbon is it's a must try to discover for yourself whether you like it or you don't like it. And if you don't like it, cool. If you like it, cool. To each their own.
It's a contender for maybe different reasons.
Yeah, it's above average in every respect. I think it's especially bottle presentation.
Yeah.
I really don't have anything bad to say about it because I mean some bourbons really I don't really want a long finish. Mm-hmm. Like sometimes I'm just not in the fucking mood. Like just
go away.
Can we get this over with, girl?
I got other things to drink.
Girl, don't go away, mad. Just go away. So this one
Gwen Stefani,
Motley Crue.
Oh, well, there you go.
Whatever.
I'm gonna shut up now.
Whiskey. We'll blame it on the whiskey. Who did that? Blame it on the rain.
I don't know.
Some R&B in the 90s. If you know, leave us a comment. Call us dumb.
What was
What's your
There is a
what do we call it?
There is a No Doubt song.
Second nose?
There is a No Doubt song that's similar to that though. I'm not totally crazy.
Ain't No Holler Back Girl.
It's not that one.
That might have been her solo thing.
No, that's No Doubt.
You got the Don't Speak.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah,
that was the
Don't Speak song. There's some line in there. Anyway, I'm gonna
Don't Speak. I know what you're thinking.
I'm just gonna shut up now.
Don't tell me that it hurts.
Maybe that's the line I'm thinking of.
If you know, let us know.
Whiskey.
So on second notes, I'm picking up cereal grains.
Yep.
There's something else there that's not usually there on second nose.
Is that like Apple Jacks cereal?
Nope. All right. So to me, follow me here. If you take a piece of notebook paper and you light it on fire, you blow it out, you smell it. That's it. Mixed with cereal grains.
I got nothing.
You got a match?
Nope.
I'm not lighting things on fire in your house. All right, so yeah, if you think you might like it, it's a $45-$50 gamble, and you're okay with that. Definitely try it. If you don't like it, have your other friends try it and see what they think about it. Don't have to be a dick about it.
Worst case scenario, you got a kick-ass decanter.
You got a really cool. You can make this into an infinity bottle and let them know what the infinity bottle is.
Poke up.
Yeah, you can if you're really crafty. If you're like that guy in Half Baked, you're like, trust me, son, I've made bongs with less. Like if you give me an avocado and my snorkel, like you could easily put a bowl down here somehow, whatever. And fucking whatever, figure it out. I don't know. You potheads are fucking crafty. I'm not that damn crafty.
He's crafty.
Here we go. So, yeah, I would definitely suggest reusing the bottle in some form or fashion. It's just too damned unique.
Yeah.
So, if you like what we did, definitely hit like, share it with your fellow bourbon enthusiast. Because that's all we call ourselves. We're definitely not experts, as you can tell if you made it this far. Let us know what you think. Send us an email, info@savortheburn.com, w2@savortheburn.com, jonathan@savortheburn.com. Definitely check out savortheburn.com liquor cabinet, and you can see this along with all of the other bottles that we have tried.
Yes, sir.
And maybe we'll throw in a picture of Ozzy for you. If you're not familiar with Ozzy, that's the house cat that makes a lot of noise. So before Ozzy gets out of hand, no matter what you're drinking, who you're drinking it with, where you're drinking, never forget.
Keep on burning.